Well, there are many important hearings that are taking place in the United States Congress, really probably this year. I think for many of us on this committee think that this really is one of the most important. Not only is it related to something that families across this country are concerned about, but we also have three very extraordinary individuals in our first panel, others that will follow, who really represent the best in terms of knowledge and understanding and commitment on this issue. So today is a very special day for our committee and for many of us on this committee who had a long time interest and association with trying to deal with the challenges of cancer. I'll make a brief opening statement. I'll ask Senator Murkowski if she'd make a brief opening statement. We have some time issues, but then we'll listen to hear from our witnesses. We're honored today to have such distinguished guests. We welcome Elizabeth Edwards, a dear friend. My wife Vicki and I have enjoyed the times that we've spent with Elizabeth, John, and the Edwards family. And Elizabeth is currently an inspiration to me, and I know she is for millions of Americans as she shares with the nation her spirit of determination, her hope, optimism, and we admire her very much. We also welcome Lance Armstrong. America cheered you on to 7 Tour de France's victories, cheered you in your battle with cancer. And now you're doing the cheerleading, urging us to do all we can to find the cure. And we're honored to welcome Steve Case. We know that he was a pioneer at AOL and in our transition to a high-tech economy. And today, he's dedicated those same talents, extraordinary abilities to fight against cancer. So each one comes to this issue from different paths with a variety of experiences and insights to offer, but we have a common commitment to do all we can to stand with those facing cancer and to find a cure. So I thank you all for the enormous difference you're making on this issue and for being with us today. 37 years ago, a Republican president and a Democratic Congress came together in a new commitment to find a cure for cancer. At the time, cancer was the second leading cause of death in the nation. Americans lived in fear that they or someone they loved would be lost to this dread disease. In 1971, in response to these serious concerns, we passed the National Cancer Act with a broad bipartisan support and launched a war on cancer. Since then, significant progress has been made. New methods to prevent and treat cancer have led to more beneficial and more humane ways of dealing with the illness. And the expansion of basic research, the use of large-scale clinical trials, the development of new drugs, and the enhanced focus on early detection have led to breakthroughs unimaginable only a generation ago. And as a result, today, cancer is no longer the automatic death sentence that it was a generation ago. But despite the impressive achievements in fighting cancer, our society now faces a perfect storm of conditions have expanded the number of our citizens suffering from cancer, the aging of our population, the new environmental issues, increased life expectancy, and unhealthy behavior. As a result, today, cancer is still the second highest cause of death in America. Clearly, we need a new way forward in battling this frightening disease. We must build on what the nation has already accomplished and launch a new war on cancer for the 21st century. We stand on the threshold of an unprecedented new advances in life sciences, such as much earlier diagnosis based on molecular evidence and astonishing new treatments tailored to an individual's own DNA and capable of blocking the gene's effects. But to make the promise of this new century of discovery a reality, we must see that patients' DNA tests are free from any fear that their genetic information will be used against them to deny them health insurance or even jobs. Congress took a major step last month towards unlocking the potential of this new era of approving comprehensive protections against genetic discrimination in health insurance and employment, and President Bush is about to sign it into law. To launch this new war on cancer, we must first give new urgency to efforts to find cures for cancer. We have learned over the years that cancer is, in fact, not a single disease. Knowledge gained from molecular biology now suggests that cancers vary not only from type to type, but from person to person, with each individual having specific cancer that is at least partially unique. Second, an equal priority must be to lift the horizons of science to detect and prevent the disease before it develops. We can now look at each other's genes to prevent cancers before they happen. We can tap modern technologies that can detect and destroy cancer cells in their earliest stages before they destroy a life. And we can continue to work on vaccines that will eradicate a threat over a lifetime. Third, we can treat patients with modern therapies that enable them to survive their cancers and lead full lives. Modern medicine allows individualized care for the specific biological, social, and emotional needs of each affected person. And finally, we need to integrate our current fragmented and piecemeal system of addressing cancer. Front and center in our current system are the troubling divisions that separate research, prevention, and treatment. Our current system treats these three aspects of cancer care as being inherently separate, rather than what they really are, different aspects in the continuum of comprehensive cancer care. The net effect of this fragmentation is the development of marked disparities in research, market innovation, and access to care and quality of care. And in sum, we need an entirely new model for research, prevention, for treatment, and we are here today to begin that effort. We must move from a magic bullet approach to a mosaic of care in which advance becomes part of the larger picture of cancer care. We have today an esteemed group of witnesses to start what I hope will be an ongoing conversation on cancer in our nation and the world.